At the beginning of the film, we observe a wealthy heir waiting for a meeting in a hotel room. Hal immediately jumps up when he hears the bell ring. At the same time, Rebecca is standing near the door to the heir's room. The girl greets Hal and then goes inside. Rebecca is a frequent guest of the heir, fulfilling his needs. The girl sits down at the table and pulls out some papers. Today, Rebecca plays the role of a supervisor who is interviewing the heir for the new position of principal. The girl's questions and behavior somewhat humiliates Hal. Rebecca wants to know about his addictions, predilections, and then she starts talking about night games. The girl with a smile is interested in the piquant details of the guy's life. The heir is perplexed, but Rebecca insists that this is part of the survey. Hal lies that he first knew a woman at 13, though it was actually at 25. Rebecca smiles wryly. She finds such late adulthood amusing. After that, the girl makes a joke that Hal could have found someone early with such appearance. The heir gets a little nervous and then says it's not scripted. Rebecca irritably pulls out of her suitcase the very script that has all the questions and behavioral reactions she is supposed to give out written on it. The girl stands up and reminds him that in her profession, dominatrix, she fulfills not the physical, but the psychological needs of her clients. When Hal starts to interrupt, Rebecca puts him in his place and continues talking, because it seems to her that what Hal really requires is not what is written in the script. The girl takes all into her own hands and sets up a new game. Rebecca humiliates and encourages the heir and asks to show her the bathroom. The girl thinks the room needs cleaning. Seated in a chair opposite the door, Rebecca continues to give instructions to the heir, who seems more confused and submissive. The girl orders Hal to undress and clean the dirt behind the toilet. At this time, Rebecca humiliates the guy. It turns out that even these actions and words went strictly according to the script that Hal created. After finishing, Rebecca says a pep talk from the script. Hal looks at the girl for a long time, and tears seem to stand in his eyes. Soon after, Rebecca takes off her white wig and picks up an envelope with her name on it. After tucking it away in her purse, the girl walks out into the living room and sees Hal bringing food into the room. The heir applauds Rebecca, saying she was just incredible. Outside the image, the girl behaves quite nicely, especially during meals. Hal admits that he likes to observe her eat. Rebecca says she liked their session because of its connection to real events. Hal lost his father not too long ago and finally owns his huge company, which of course comes with some responsibility. The heir admits that he lacks a strong and commanding figure and now has to make his own decisions. Afterwards, Hal goes into the bedroom and returns with a small box. The heir gives Rebecca a very expensive watch, for which she sincerely thanks him. Hal is somewhat embarrassed and begins a long conversation. The heir admits that Rebecca's work is very valuable to him, and she has changed his life for the better. With his gift, Hal wanted to thank the girl for helping him through a difficult life journey. The heir says that it is strange to him that now this part of his life will be gone. Stunned by this statement, Rebecca asks what it means. Hal nervously explains that the new position and status is a new stage of life for him. The heir believes that if his relationship with Rebecca were to accidentally surface, it would severely damage his reputation. Also, Hal believes that he must harmonize the inner and outer worlds, be a leader and a winner. And the relationship with Rebecca reveals and encourages his other side, which itself is eager to obey. The girl is offended by this news and takes off her watch, saying that such gifts are often given to those who retire. Rebecca is on her way to the door when the heir catches up with her. Hal confesses that he will be sorely missed, but their relationship must be severed for his sake. Rebecca takes the watch, which is handed to her again, and then coldly says goodbye. Left alone, Hal sits sadly on the sofa and then decides to draw the curtains. Rebecca, on the other hand, is standing by the lift when she notices a portrait of young Hal and his father on the wall. This gives the girl a strange determination, and she knocks on the heir's door again. Rebecca takes Hal's father's book from the table and reads a quote from it about the harmony of the inner and outer world. The girl notes ironically that even in the case of her dismissal, Hal couldn't come up with something on his own, but only equaled his father. Rebecca says that she considers herself a winner, and it is her own choice. Hal says he's confident too. The heir feels ready to take the reins of the company. even though his father didn't believe in him. Rebecca asks with feigned surprise where this confidence comes from. The girl answers this question herself, for it is thanks to her and the sessions she has been conducting that Hal is now able to run practically an entire empire. Rebecca believes that without her, the heir would never have gained a sense of self-importance and would never have learned to ask for what he wants. The girl thinks that the watch he gave her is nothing compared to his income. Rebecca demands that the heir give her half of his salary, to which she essentially brought him to. Otherwise, the girl threatens to tell everyone about their meetings. Hal believes that this will not harm his reputation in any way. However, the girl remembers that the guy is very wary of the opinion of the board of directors. The heir denies it and says that if Rebecca had proof, she would have sent or provided it by now. While Hal is on the phone, the girl hatches an incredible plan. Rebecca approaches the heir and says that she already has video footage of their sessions. This news shocks Hal. He hopes that the girl was joking. Rebecca walks over to the record player, turns on the music, and starts dancing. Hal asks to know where the cameras are, and the girl responds by suggesting that he find them himself. While the heir is throwing things around looking for the cameras, Rebecca teases him, saying, "Cold," if he fails. Hal searches all the lamps in a panic and even falls over from an electric shock. Rebecca approaches the heir with a smile and tells him that taking his life because of cameras and recordings is definitely not worth it. The girl is very amused that Hal is clearly enjoying this extremely humiliating situation. Rebecca says that she really considers the heir a wimp, and he himself likes it very much. However, Hal finds the strength to become a dominant figure himself. The heir threatens Rebecca and even humiliates her, believing that all the credit from the sessions is due to the fact that she studied a text that Hal himself wrote. This becomes a huge mistake on the heir's part. Rebecca refuses to leave and defends her professional life. The girl thinks words don't matter at all. Reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to America, Rebecca dominates the heir and forces him down on his knees. Despite further resistance, the girl engages in night games with Hal, saying it might make them have a baby. Though verbally, the heir resists, but otherwise he remains in Rebecca's power. After that, Hal agrees to pay the girl part of his salary from his new position. When Rebecca leaves, she says that in the absence of payments, she knows where to find the heir. In the lift, the girl suddenly sees a panting Hal. The heir says that he needs some kind of guarantee from Rebecca, so that in a month he will not see her again and will not hear a request for money. This offends the girl, and she says she won't guarantee anything. In addition, Rebecca demands a position in the heir's company so that she has steady money and a social package. This is something Hal can't stand. When Rebecca is about to leave on the lift, the heir drags her to his room. The girl is about to send everyone his video that she actually recorded. Hal fights with Rebecca to get her phone. After tying the girl to the bed, Hal tries to unlock the device, but all in vain. The heir says that sending the video will ruin his whole life, because what's on it was his only intimate possession, and he can't give it to someone else. Hal begs to be told why the girl won't solve the problem and break up, but only makes things harder. Rebecca reveals that she knows exactly what she wants. The girl stopped working with other clients and broke up with her fiancé. Hal doesn't believe that she could have done all this out of love for him. The guy is sure that this is a new test or a trick in a long game started by Rebecca. The girl says that the feeling of falling in love appeared in her already after the first session and became stronger and stronger. Rebecca started recording the sessions for herself because she wanted to watch them over and over again. The girl is sure that she and Hal are suitable for each other. Rebecca tries to convince the heir that he shouldn't be ashamed of himself or try to become his father. Hal is silent for a while in response. The heir then says the stop word sanctuary several times. However, Rebecca responds by saying that she is not playing a role and that everything that happens here and now is happening for real. Hal leaves for the kitchen and returns with a gun. The heir demands that Rebecca call herself a nothing and admit that she's only lying for money. Instead, despite the threats, the girl offers Hal to play one last game. In it, the heir will be himself, and Rebecca will take on the role of his father. When Hal tries to keep the dominant role, the girl instantly deprives him of it. In the role of the father, Rebecca has a conversation with the heir. She helps Hal realize that he is a different person and will never be like his father. He shouldn't hate himself for it or be ashamed of it, because it's just a reality that he needs to accept instead of pretending to be a different person. Hal finally realizes that he doesn't have to be his father, after which he cries into the girl's shoulder. In the morning, Rebecca wakes up on the bathroom floor. The girl says goodbye to Hal, saying that she deleted the video and then takes his watch. At the lift, the couple meets again. Hal says that he has decided to give up the position. The heir wants Rebecca to take it, while he himself will wait for her at home to support her and help her relax after a hard day. Hal confesses his love to the girl, and she reciprocates. This is the end of the film. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like, write in the comments what you think about this film, and see you in new videos.